a very special culture, and it's kind of a cult, all right? It's a special cult where we all have a lot of fun together and nobody dies, okay? So here you go, and do it alone. It's weird, okay? But when you do it with others, it's a club, all right? And that's what a culture is. It's about a club, and it's about everyone belonging to something that they believe in, all right, and something that they believe in that's of a greater and higher purpose and bigger, something larger than them, okay? So that's a really core idea and belief of mine and of Citrix's, okay? And that the fundamental motivation for people in a business is to do something important that they believe in that's of greater importance than themselves as an individual. So, getting a paycheck, supporting your family, those are all important things, but they're not special. There are a million places you can go to do that, all right? What makes, I believe, Citrix special is this belief is at the core and foundation of the company. And it's driven by values. Values, and John mentioned this in the bio that, I guess someone wrote to help. But first, and there are three, all right? First is about humility, all right? Now, a lot of ways to describe humility. This is the way I like to describe it. It's about caring about someone else first, which is about obligation before opportunity, okay? So here's a way to think about it. You have a business, and you wake up one day, and the phone rings, and you pick up, two phones ring, you pick them up. One is an existing customer, they got a problem. The other one's a customer, a new one that wants to buy something from you. What do you do first? This one, right? Obligation before opportunity, all right? And that's putting someone else first and caring about someone else first before what's in your interest, and that's this phone, okay? And that, to me, is the core of humility then. And when you have that as a value, it means a lot of other things in terms of your behavior and who you are. Second is integrity. Now, this is another one that has, you could describe it in a lot of ways, but this is about always doing the right thing. And the right thing means as follows, all right? Follow the rules, and that means the ones that are written, the ones that are not written, that everybody knows are rules, by the way, all right? And the rules of common sense, okay? So it's not good enough to just follow the written rule, okay? Unwritten and common sense. And do that especially when it's the hardest thing to do. Because lots of times when people get in trouble on integrity, it's all about taking a shortcut. Because if I really do the right thing, it's harder. It takes more time, costs more money, makes me, give up something I don't want to give up. And we just don't do that. And we don't allow people in the company to do that. And I tell everyone that joins Citrix this. If anyone ever asks you to do the wrong thing, the first thing you do is say no. And the second thing you do is you call me. Right? And so when the leader of a company says that, and guess what? Everybody in between and everyone in the company knows that, okay? And it's a check and a balance, and it helps everyone stay on track and know that I'm expecting us to do the right thing always, even when it's the hardest thing, even when it costs more money, even when it costs more time. Okay? That's really important. And then the third value is respect, okay? And this is an especially important one. And the way I define respect in business is understanding that hierarchy is a necessary evil of managing complexity. Okay? Now, think about this. How many places do you go and it's like, hey, this guy's got a big title or this gal's got a big title, so they get more respect. And this person's, got a small title as entry level, just started with the company, and they get, commensurate respect with that, less. It's like, we don't do that, all right? That's what most companies do. sort of associating respect with hierarchy, right? So we don't do that because we accept that people have to have different titles and hierarchy to manage complexity, but it has nothing to do with the respect that each person in the company gets and is expected to give. Okay? That's what those three values are. So now how do you use these things to sponsor a culture that, is that cult that, by the way, over 7,000 people in, I don't know how many languages we speak around the world, but many, 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 many languages. How do you do that consistently across the world? Well, here's how we do it. First of all, we find people that have these values, all right, and we're really picky about them. We're picky about them when we hire them, and we're picky about them when we acquire them. Really important, okay? Hire and acquire. Now, most of you are too young, but what you'll learn is that a very important rule of life is choosing well. Because if you choose well, then everything after that is much easier than if you don't choose well and you're always fixing it. So in a software company that's all about people, innovation, etc., passion, you have to choose well, and this is how we choose well, by these values. And then on top of that, we can actually have all kinds of ways of doing things, which is what a culture is. A company culture is how a company gets things done. Okay? Now, this is the way I think of it. All right? All right? People are the hardware. Okay? The values are the operating system. And we want a common operating system across the company. And that's the values that we choose well around. And then on top of that, we can build all kinds of apps to do all the kinds of things we have to do in all the types of businesses that we're in. With virtual desktops, for example, cloud networking, cloud platforms, web collaboration, remote access, etc. Right? So this is how we do it. And this is one piece of the formula. There's a second piece of the formula, and that's this, what you do for customers, all right? What we do for customers, we help people live better and work better, all right? And by helping them solve big problems, like how do we make people mobile, okay? How do we evolve the enterprise data center to be more like a cloud? And how do we sort of power the build-out of cloud services, all right? So that's what we do. So you put these two things together every day over and over, this is what you're doing. You're delivering value to employees, great place to work, great place to grow, have a fantastic career and a lot of fun, okay? And then you add that to doing great things for customers because you care about them and you bring your imagination to them. It's a magical formula. And if you add these two things together, you get a lot of things. Employee value plus customer value equals shareholder value. That's sort of a, Wall Street thing, all right? But those two things equal a lot of fun, a lot of pride, all right? A lot of passion, and bringing a lot of really amazing people together in a way that, when you go to sleep at night, you feel really good about what you do, all right? So, and feeling good about what you do and believing is really important, all right? And so, Buddha said this, we become what we believe. And belief is a really powerful force in the universe. And this expression from Buddha is all about that. And if you believe in what you do, and if you have thousands of people that believe in what they do, because we have a common culture, a powerful culture, and we have a great vision, it's amazing what happens, all right? So this is what happens. So now we have a company where we're number 2 in the world in web collaboration, GoToMeeting, all right? We're new in the data sharing market. One of our newest acquisitions, ShareFile, all right? So competing with Box and a lot of other Dropbox and some of those kinds of companies. We're number one in the world in virtual desktops and apps. We're number two in the world in cloud networking, all right? And we're an early and, I think, powerful entrant in the cloud platforms market where there's no one that's number one or number two or number three. It's right now, it's a big food fight, okay? And we're doing real well. And, you know, the right scale guys here, a number of which are Citrix guys and Expert City guys, all right? We love a lot. And they're part of the food fight, and we're on the same team together, all right? So this is Citrix today, you know, these great high growth markets where we're bringing mobility and cloud services to people so that you can work better, live better. And so this is our focus, mobile work styles, cloud services, and so that people can work anywhere and services, IT services can be made anywhere in a private cloud or a public cloud. And this is allowing us to deliver on our long-term mission, and this is it, okay? We have this core belief that people should be able to work and play from anywhere, all right? So that's an important binding element across everything that we have done and will do, because when people can work and play from anywhere, they can live better and work better, all right? And I love this picture, okay? So look at that picture. How many of you have jumped on a trampoline? Okay. So that's the moment, right? You jump, you're there, and you're weightless. You're suspended, right? And you're going to change direction. And the feeling is amazing. And when you can work and play from anywhere, that's the feeling. That's our goal. That's our, many, many multi-year mission as a company.